I was standing in the middle of a five-star restaurant, watching my husband on one knee in front of another woman. He was holding a diamond ring, giving her the same speech he gave me 10 years ago. And when he looked up and saw me standing there, his face went completely white. Let me tell you exactly how I got to this moment. If you want to know what I did next and how this night ended, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Trust me, the revenge is absolutely worth it. My name is Victoria Hamilton, but everyone calls me Tori. And this is the story of how I crashed my husband's proposal to his mistress on our 10-year anniversary. 10 years ago, I met Marcus at a business conference. He was charming, successful, and ambitious. We clicked immediately. He was an investment banker, and I worked in marketing. We were both career-focused, driven, and had big dreams. Marcus pursued me hard. Flowers at my office. Surprise dinner. Dates. Weekend trips. He made me feel special, like I was the only woman in the world. After a year of dating, he proposed to me at Skyline Restaurant, the most romantic place in the city. It overlooks the entire downtown skyline. He got down on one knee at exactly 8 o'clock and asked me to marry me. I said yes without hesitation. Our marriage started perfectly. We bought a beautiful house. We both climbed the ladder in our careers. We traveled. We had dinner parties with friends. Everyone called us the power couple. We decided to wait on having kids because we wanted to focus on our careers first. For 9 years I thought we had the perfect marriage. Then year 10 arrived. And everything changed. Marcus started working late constantly. Every night, he'd text me saying he had client meetings or important deals to close. He'd come home at 10 or 11 at night, exhausted and distant. He bought new cologne, started going to the gym obsessively, updated his entire wardrobe with expensive suits and designer clothes. He was suddenly very protective of his phone, taking it everywhere, even to the bathroom. Our intimate life disappeared completely. When I tried to initiate anything, he'd say he was too tired or too stressed with work. The worst part? He canceled our anniversary dinner. We always celebrated our anniversary on the exact date we got engaged, October 15th. It was our special tradition. But 2 weeks before our 10th anniversary, Marcus told me he had an important client meeting that night. I'm so sorry, babe, he said, not meeting my eyes. This deal is huge for my career. We can celebrate next weekend instead. Something in my gut told me this wasn't right. All the signs were there. My best friend Sophia had been warning me for months. Tori, wake up, she'd said over coffee one day. New cologne. Gym membership, always on his phone. He's cheating. I didn't want to believe her. But I couldn't ignore the evidence anymore. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I hired a private investigator. His name was Detective James Carter, and he was recommended by a friend who'd gone through a divorce. I gave him Marcus's schedule, his office address, everything. I asked for photos, videos, any proof of what Marcus was really doing during those late nights at work. Give me 2 weeks, Detective Carter said. If there's something to find, I'll find it. Those 2 weeks were torture. I pretended everything was normal. I smiled at Marcus over breakfast. I kissed him goodbye in the mornings. But inside I was dying, waiting for the truth. Finally, Detective Carter called. Mrs. Hamilton, we need to meet. I have something to show you. We met at a coffee shop far from my neighborhood. Detective Carter pulled out a folder and slid it across the table. I'm sorry, he said quietly. I opened the folder, and my world fell apart. Photos of Marcus with a young woman. She was beautiful, probably in her late 20s. They were holding hands at restaurants, kissing outside hotels, getting into his car together. She worked at his company. I recognized the office building in some photos. Her name is Amber Rodriguez, Detective Carter explained. She's 28, works in his department. They've been seeing each other for about 8 months. 8 months. 2/3 of a year. While I was home alone, thinking my husband was working hard for our future, he was building a relationship with someone else. But Detective Carter wasn't done. There's something else, he said, sliding another paper toward me. I hacked into his email legally, through methods I can't explain. Marcus made a reservation at Skyline Restaurant for October 15th at 8 p.m. My heart stopped. October 15th. Our anniversary. 8 p.m. The exact time he proposed to me 10 years ago. He's going to propose to her, Detective Carter said gently. At the same restaurant. Same time. Same date as your anniversary. I couldn't breathe. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. This wasn't just cheating. This was erasure. Marcus wasn't just having an affair, he was replacing me. Rewriting our history. Taking our special place, our special date, our special time, and giving it all to her. I sat in that coffee shop for an hour, staring at those photos, feeling everything I'd built over 10 years crumble around me. Then something shifted inside me. The sadness turned to anger. The heartbreak turned to determination. I wasn't going to sit home crying while Marcus proposed to another woman on our anniversary. I wasn't going to let him erase me from our story like I never existed. I was going to that proposal. And I was going to do something he would never forget. I called Sophia immediately. I need your help planning something. Anything, she said without hesitation. I also called Patricia Monroe, the best divorce attorney in the city. I need to understand my legal position before I do what I'm about to do. Patricia laughed when I told her my plan. That's brilliant. Do it. I'll have divorce papers ready to file the next morning. I spent the next 2 weeks preparing. I organized all the evidence Detective Carter gave me. I made copies of bank statements showing Marcus spent $15,000 of our joint savings on Amber, hotel receipts, text messages, everything. October 15th arrived. Our 10th wedding anniversary. That morning, Marcus kissed me on the cheek and said, I'm really sorry about tonight, babe. I promise we'll celebrate this weekend. I'll make it special. I smiled and said, don't worry about it, I understand. I watched him get dressed in his best suit, the one he wore to our wedding. He put on expensive cologne and checked himself in the mirror multiple times. He was nervous, because he was planning to propose. After Marcus left, I got ready too. I put on the most stunning dress I owned, a red dress that made me feel powerful and beautiful. I did my makeup perfectly. I grabbed the folder with all the evidence. Sophia drove me to Skyline Restaurant. We arrived at 7:45, 15 minutes before the proposal. I walked inside and asked for a table with a clear view of the corner booth, the exact spot where Marcus proposed to me 10 years ago. I sat down and waited. At 7:50, Marcus and Amber arrived. She looked beautiful in a white dress, smiling, excited, completely unaware that the man she was with had a wife at home. Marcus was nervous, checking his watch constantly, fidgeting with something in his jacket pocket. The ring. They ordered champagne. They talked and laughed. Amber kept touching his hand across the table. She had no idea what was coming. Neither did he. At exactly 8 o'clock, Marcus stood up. He took Amber's hand. He started giving a speech about how she changed his life, how he'd never been happier, how he wanted to spend forever with her. Then he got down on one knee. The entire restaurant went quiet, watching this romantic moment. Marcus pulled out a ring box and opened it. A huge diamond sparkled under the restaurant lights. That's when I stood up. I walked slowly across the restaurant, my heels clicking on the marble floor. Every step was deliberate, confident, powerful. People started noticing me. Whispers spread through the restaurant. Marcus was facing away from me, so he didn't see me approaching, but Amber did. Her smile faded. Her eyes widened. She looked confused as this woman in a red dress walked directly toward their table. I stopped right behind Marcus, who was still on one knee holding the ring, waiting for Amber's answer. And then I spoke, loud enough for the entire restaurant to hear. Happy 10th anniversary, darling. Marcus froze. Still on one knee, still holding the ring, he slowly turned his head and looked up at me. His face went from excited to absolutely pale in 1 second. Tarai? He whispered. What are you doing here? I smiled calmly. What am I doing here? This is our restaurant, Marcus. Our anniversary, October 15th. 10 years ago today, you proposed to me in this exact spot at this exact time. Or did you forget you're already married? Amber gasped so loud that half the restaurant heard it. Married? You're married? Marcus tried to stand up, stumbling over his words. Tori, this isn't, I can explain. Oh, I think everyone here would love to hear your explanation, I said, opening the folder I'd been carrying. But let me help you out, Marcus. And Amber, since you seem confused, let me introduce myself. Properly, I'm Victoria Hamilton, Marcus's wife of 10 years. Amber's hands flew to her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. He told me he was single. He said, he lied. I interrupted gently. I actually felt sorry for her in that moment. She was a victim too, just a different kind, and he's been lying to both of us. I pulled out the photos Detective Carter had given me and laid them on the table in front of Amber, pictures of her and Marcus at hotels, at restaurants, kissing in parking lots. You two have been together for 8 months, I said calmly. I know because I hired a private investigator. Marcus told me he was working late every night. Turns out he was with you. The entire restaurant was dead silent now. At least 50 people were watching this unfold. Some were holding up their phones, recording. Here are the bank statements, I continued, pulling out more papers. Marcus spent $15,000 of OU or joint savings account on you, Amber, hotels, jewelry, expensive dinners. All with my money. Marcus tried to grab the papers from my hands. Tori, please, let's talk about this privately. No, I pulled away from him. You made this public when you decided to propose to your mistress on our anniversary at the restaurant where you proposed to me. Now everyone gets to see exactly who you are. I turned to Amber, who was crying now, mascara running down her face. I'm sorry you got caught up in this. He's a liar and a cheater. You deserve better than him. We both do. Amber looked at Marcus with pure hatred in her eyes. Then she picked up her glass of champagne and threw it directly in his face. You told me you loved me, she screamed. You said we were building a future together. She grabbed her purse and ran out of the restaurant sobbing. Marcus stood there, soaking wet, champagne dripping off his expensive suit, still holding the ring box. He looked pathetic. I noticed someone sitting 3 tables away. Marcus's boss, Mr. Thornton, was having dinner with his wife. He'd seen everything. His face showed complete disgust. I turned to the restaurant manager, who was standing nearby, unsure what to do. I handed him Marcus's credit card, the one I'd taken from his wallet that morning. He'll be paying for both tables tonight, I said. Have a good evening. Then I walked out of that restaurant with my head held high, leaving Marcus standing there alone, humiliated in front of dozens of people. The next morning, I filed for divorce. My attorney Patricia had the papers ready, with all the evidence of the affair and the money he'd spent. The divorce was heavily in my favor. I got the house and 60% of our assets. Marcus tried to call me hundreds of times. Left voicemails begging for forgiveness, saying it was a mistake, that he loved me, but I never answered. I blocked his number and moved on with my life. The affair became huge gossip at his company. His boss, who witnessed everything at the restaurant, lost all respect for him. Marcus got passed over for a major promotion he'd been promised. Amber quit out of embarrassment and moved to a different city. 1 year later, I'm thriving. I got promoted to vice president at my company. I bought a beautiful condo downtown with a view even better than Skyline Restaurant. I'm dating an amazing man named Daniel who treats me with respect and honesty. I've never been happier. Marcus. Still stuck at the same job with no promotion, living in a small apartment. According to mutual friends, he looks miserable every time they see him. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't elaborate planning. It's simply showing up and telling the truth. Marcus thought he could erase me and start fresh with someone new. Instead, he destroyed his own reputation, his career prospects, and any chance at happiness. And me? I've never been better. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Have you ever caught a cheating partner in a dramatic way? Share your story in the comments below. Remember, you deserve someone who would never make you second choice. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.